And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here right next to the San Diego Landings in Point Loma, and we have a great guy in the studio. It's total chaos. It's complete chaos. It's everything chaos with Captain Pete Groesbeck here. Going to be talking some serious fishing with this legendary captain here on Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090 ESPN radio.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
The future comes standard at your San Diego County Ford dealers, so swing on by and check out the legendary Ford F-150, the smart and capable Ford Ranger, and the all-new Ford Bronco Sport. New inventory is arriving daily, and your San Diego County Ford dealer is here to help you build and order the truck or SUV of your dreams. Want to make sure you get the right truck to tow your boat? They'll help you order the right configuration to meet your needs. Want to make sure you get the right SUV to haul your gear on your next adventure? They've got you covered there too. Escape, Edge, Bronco Sport, Explorer, and Expedition. They've got the SUV that's perfect for you. If it isn't on the lot, they'll order it and get you exactly what you need. They want your trade. So swing by your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or visit buyfordnow.com to see all the great deals. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm ready to get chaotic, man.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be fun.
Captain Pete Groesbeck, good morning.
What's up, Pete?
Morning, guys. How are you?
Yeah, great. So what is this total chaos? Explain to our listeners what total chaos is, what complete chaos is, what all those chaoses are.
It's a bunch of chaos.
Yeah, a bunch of chaos.
It's. I work for one gentleman that got into sport fishing. He has a 33 Grady White. Mm-hmm. Had it up in Halfmoon Bay and fished a salmon, and I ran into him. We got a 66 Viking back in 2015 and had that, and then we built the 72, and at the same time we built that, we built a 44 for Halfmoon Bay, which we rigged with 5 downriggers and a crab puller and aft bait tank. And
wow.
It's got a Seakeeper, a couple of Volvo engines, and
But you're not even doing just, it's got like slurry boxes where we put the fish into one side to bleed them and then another one to...
we got
it's
salmon
so cool.
bleed box. We got the crab. One box floods out completely, so when you put the crab in there, you have that's all in standing water.
Really? This is in Halfmoon Bay and Bay Area.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
and
wow.
we do...
and salmon fishing up there this year has been insane,
His first fish this year was a 35-pounder.
35-pounder? Yeah. Wow.
And... the commercial guys right now, it's a week on, week off.
Uh-huh.
So they kind of, the weather's conducive. We move it down to Santa Cruz because when the wind blows, it doesn't get all the way around the corner.
Oh, really?
And they come into that canyons first.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years ago, we watched the water outside Fort Bragg, and we did 3 albacore trips, caught probably close to 200 albacore.
Wow.
Getting 120 miles from Santa Cruz and 80 miles off the beach.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, and then we built a 72 Viking, and that's down in Costa Rica. We're fishing it here in Cabo, and then we took it down to Costa Rica, and we built a 54 for Cabo.
I love that you just keep rattling these off. Then a 68, then a 72, and then we built a 44, then we built a 54.
He's very active, man. Yeah. He golfs and fishes, and he's always doing something.
He likes to. He enjoys life.
Oh yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. So you just did a trip that is just like probably on every. I know it's on mine someday, but is going to in Costa Rica and going to the legendary islands.
Yeah,
right?
Cocos Island.
What was that like?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, how do you get in? First, how do you get into Cocos? Because where is Cocos Island?
It's about 285 miles off the beach, southwest of
in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, it's the largest uninhabited rainforest island in the world.
Wow,
crazy! Because it's a national park. When we went through there with the OP in the mid '80s, it was open. A couple park rangers there, and they were glad to see somebody. And we could fish around that place. It was phenomenal. But now you can't get within 12 miles.
You can't fish within 12 miles.
Yeah, so we fished outside 12 miles and caught some blues, and then we went and anchored up and did 5 dives in 3 days.
Wow.
Took a dive master with us. And big hammerheads and rays and sea tunas and wahoo and
really.
And they have these feeding stations where the sharks come in and kind of wait in line, and these cleaner fish come in and just kind of clean them up, and they move on. Another one comes in. It's amazing.
Wow.
And then you hiked over the island, and then we went southwest of there. They looked at these seamounts. Wouldn't see much there, but found a tree, a big old tree halfway,
just floating in the water.
Yeah, and we caught blue marlin and dorado and wahoo on that. And then we put a balloon on it, helium balloon, and went and checked out the seamounts for not much. Ran back in and I got on the course line and went about 5.5 miles and found it again. And we fished till dark, and then we fished another fad buoy on the way in. Caught a couple blues, couple sails, and we put 200-gallon bladders on the bow. And I got in after a week. On our 8th day, I got in and we had 400 gallons left.
Wow.
So we did a lot of traveling.
Yeah, that is a lot of traveling. So, but is it a big island, Cocos?
It's a little bigger than South Island and wider.
Oh, okay, so not that big.
Not that big, really.
I would have thought bigger than that. I didn't realize.
No, it's probably 3 miles long or something.
And just a jungle.
Yeah, and it's just straight jungle, and it's waterfalls all the way down to the ocean.
Oh, how cool.
It's spectacular. How many... It's got a lot of waterfalls.
What's the anchorage like, or is there an anchorage?
There's 2 little coves, depending on the weather. The one we were in was really good. Cool. And it's pretty cool because they put buoys out there, mooring buoys, so that when the people go out there, you get on a mooring, so you're not just dropping your anchor on
you're not
some
putting
drop your anchor.
Is there coral?
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah, some coral, yeah.
But they don't want a bunch of people, and then when they're
dragging,
and then their dive boats out there, they actually have a dive schedule.
Oh, really?
So you're not diving the same spot. So you can dive this spot at this time, and you can dive this spot at this time. So we timed it, got out there was nobody there.
Wow.
So we just the dive master that we took, he just had 1,000 dives out there, something like that. And I got there, I just let him take over, and he was phenomenal.
Wow.
And
so they actually have dive expeditions out there. You can go on a dive boat.
Yes, there's 2 big boats that run out of Point Arenas.
Wow.
And they do week trips out there, and then they do research and stuff like that.
It's a unique ecosystem.
So thanks a lot, Pete. I got another week of now Pete not being here.
Yeah.
Like that's instantly. That'll be a Pete Gray bucket list trip.
I don't know. I'll get that one in. We'll see.
You'll get that one.
We'll see.
You'll get it.
They were on it. If a 72-foot sport fisher shows up, you put all the rods and reels away.
Oh, okay.
Everything's put away.
You got to have the look.
And they came by and checked us out, and they wouldn't let us get off the mooring and go around the island. And once we left the mooring, we couldn't come back because I think they knew what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So
take a little tour.
Can you imagine how good the inshore fishing is there?
Pete, we were anchored, and in the morning we get up in the gyros, and the guys having breakfast, getting ready to dive, and you'd see about mile off where we were, outside where we were, big booby bird schools with 80 to 200 pounders airing out every morning. It's like, finally, I can't watch this.
A mile outside the anchorage.
Yeah, and I just put the binoculars down, went down below. I can't look at this.
Yeah. Did you have to get a special permit to go in there? Yeah.
Yes, we had a permit
from the Costa Rican government,
and you had to, you have to have your paddy cards, and it's all documented.
Oh,
and
okay.
It took a couple months to get it all lined up. And
wow.
Then you got a situation with the weather. The weather's pretty good this time of year. So rainy season started a month early, so we're looking at some storms. The thunderstorms would catch you, lightning.
What time of the year were we there?
This was in April.
April, okay. Why is lightning a factor?
Hit the boat.
Hit the boat? That would be a problem.
Yeah, that's a factor.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's not good. Come on.
It's not good.
Big outfitters in a tower sitting up there, but they have a system now, AME Electronics, and they're telling me they're putting them in the boats now. That somebody came up with a system where it doesn't make it so invitable for lightning to hit it.
Really?
If it does hit it, it doesn't get as bad. So everybody's putting them on that goes down there.
Yeah.
This time of year, it's just, you cross your fingers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, with the first named storm now coming in the Eastern Pacific here, which should be good news for us here. Pushing warm water up, huh?
Yeah, well, I think everybody you talk to, and I've been talking to a few people about it, and I noticed it, and it seems like everything's a month early this year.
A month early? Mm-hmm. Really? Okay. But the water's still cold.
Well, it depends where you are.
Yeah, that's true.
In the mainland, I talked to Russell O'Neill last night, and he says 83 degrees outside Vallarta.
That's warm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And
so if it starts pushing some stuff in.
Yeah, everything is a little early this year. So
yeah.
Talk to people with their fruit trees and all that stuff. It's all early.
Mark Wish with his dogwood trees.
Yeah.
Right?
My boss
Doug's got the yellowtail tree in his backyard.
Which the yellowtail tree?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
La Jolla yellowtail tree.
Oh, okay.
My boss has 6 vineyards up in Santa Clara Mountains.
Yeah.
And he has a couple in Italy. And he said usually we fish hard in August when the boat's up here for bluefin, and then September 1st he shut down and he pulls grapes and tons of grapes. He's pulling them this year. Looks like in August.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. So
wow. Early.
What that affects here, I don't know. There's there's a lot of good water outside Conception, and the water's setting up where we normally fish up by Half Moon Bay. It wasn't there last year, and it's setting up there again this year. So we keep a look at that, and then we'll go do that again. We've got a little Greek guy in Half Moon Bay that catches anchovies to get it right out of his net.
Wow.
So
that's got to be cool. So what do you look at when you say, okay, water conditions? What charts and things? I know you learned probably from the best, Lasley, right? Lasley was the master, right?
Yeah, he still is.
Master. Yeah.
There's a bunch of different sites, and my boss is smart enough to where he understands it all, and he looks at it all the time.
He's a tech guy, right?
Oh, yeah. He looks at it all the time. And there's up there, when Fort Bragg, they catch a lot of fish at Fort Bragg, when that clean water, there's a plume of clean water that comes almost all the way into the beach. And then it just swims in that plume and then goes up to Crescent City. And when that plume's not there, they just swim. They come and hit that and hang a left.
Yeah.
Because they really don't through that bad water. They hit the bad water and turn.
Yeah. So explain this. This bluefin tuna has been locked in down off of Ensenada. And Ricky, you said it was like just miles off Todosanto. So it was like you could see the beach.
Absolutely. I was shocked at how close to the island it was.
Yeah. I had a friend of mine that brought up Michelson, and he called me because he was close enough to the beach with cell phone.
Oh, yeah, we were in cell service the whole time.
And he sent me videos of turned bird schools between Colonette and San Tomas, 15 miles off the beach.
Yeah.
Beautiful conditions, never saw a boat. Just for miles of it.
Just miles of it. But so that stuff's been locked in down there for going on a month, right?
For sure.
I mean, it's been down there.
It goes down the beach, too.
It goes all the way down. So what's it going to take to push that stuff up?
It seems to push up, depending on water conditions.
Yeah. Would this hurricane, this tropical disturbance, to kind of help it, or?
I don't know. Some of the guys that I've talked to say the hurricane's like a boat going through the water, right? And it just messes up all the water behind it.
Oh.
And it really doesn't. I don't know if it does or not.
Yeah.
I think it just sometimes when you start pushing up, the water's usually warmer because it lives on the hot water.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I don't think anybody's ever did a study on it.
Yeah.
I don't know of.
So what's your? I mean, you've been fishing here in San Diego since you were a little kid, and what do you think is looking like for this year for here?
You know what? Tell you the truth, I haven't really paid a lot of attention because we don't have a boat here.
Right.
So when I kind of manage the 3 boats and fly around, we're kind of, well, I can tell you what's going on in Panama.
Yeah.
I can tell you what's going on. We're doing a trip on I think the 7th. We're going to go down to Panama and pick the boss out in Cuba Island.
Wow.
Permission to fly in there, and there's a friend of mine runs a lodge down there, and he's talked to him yesterday, and
Cuba?
No, it's Panama Sportfish Lodge.
Oh, yeah.
At a Parita, but he's got 3 world cats, 3 or 4 world cat, 33 world cats. So I talk to him all the time, and he has at least one boat out there, and he goes out and fishes blacks for a couple hours, and then it's just turn bird schools and dolphin, is popper fishing and live bait, and
That doesn't sound like any fun at all.
Oh, we went down there the first year we had the boat. It was just sick.
Yeah,
we were done after one day.
So that's the boat that's down in Costa Rica. You just
yeah, we a lot of guys do day trips. When we come in there, we leave in the afternoon, and everybody's coming in.
Yeah,
and then 3 or 4 days later, we're coming in, and everybody's going out.
You guys must just be experts at logistics, because it's always something ultra cool, like you say, where the owner will fly into some place where you don't, like, how do you fly into Cuba Island? How do you get permission to be at Coco's when there's nobody there? Like, the logistics must be so much of what goes in, because I know, like, you specialize a lot of your trips around extra cool stuff like that. When you go to Costa Rica, you don't fish Costa Rica right outside the harbor. You fish the fads that are hundreds of miles offshore that takes timing and logistics in the boats and things like that to get to.
We'll fish black marlin. The conditions are right, and then go anchor on some banks that people don't do, and stay out that people don't do. They go out the fads and spend the night, but they don't. They'll go. They'll run 50, 60 miles out in one day, come back. We stay out.
Yeah. Yeah, but your boat's fast, though, right? 40 knots?
Yeah, all the boats down there are.
Yeah.
But the whole key is getting as much fishing in as you can, and then covering water where nobody's been.
Well, it sounds like you got the ultimate owner who loves to fish.
Yeah, and you have a guy that's passionate about it and understands it.
That's cool.
Yeah, and he'll go anywhere.
Yeah. What fish really gets him?
Yeah.
What's his
popper fishing?
Popper fishing for tunas?
Yeah, it's a nut.
Wow.
We see a dolphin school, and he's on the bow before you even get to it. He loves that. And it's down there. It's good.
I'll bet.
I know that you guys have both styles of gear on the boat. What is his favorite? What is your favorite? Are they the same or are they not? In terms of gear for like casting a popper, is it a Stella and a bitch and spinning rod? Is it a Tranks and a conventional rod? Like what's the outfit?
Stella, 18,000.
18,000 Stella. Spinning reel.
80-pound braid with a small top shot on it.
I asked that because you guys are West Coast guys that know how to fish conventional gear, and you have the means to pick whatever type of gear you want to use. So it's not like the spinning reel is a learning curve factor. You're using it because that's the right tool for you.
That's a tool that the owner. When we had the 66, his son, the day we got that swordfish, his son caught a 225 bluefin on a popper on a Stella 18,000 Terez rod with the little strap, hooked him up with a harness.
Wow.
2 hours. And
got him.
It's a little different technique, but I tell you, the drag system on those things is phenomenal. You can't even tell when line's coming off the reel if you're running the boat.
Wow.
It's just, and then you can put the heat to them too. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then obviously the castability.
Absolutely
is really good.
Yeah, don't have to worry about buck fever.
Exactly, that's a real thing, man. That's a real thing.
You just let it rip, and then we did it to where we're fishing Magna Bay, and the owner was so into it, so he uses the cast for marlin.
For marlin?
Oh yeah,
how fun!
It's amazing.
Yeah, cast a mackerel.
Oh yeah, a long way.
A long way. And you can put some heat on it with those things.
You really can. And then if you have that. AFCO makes that strap that goes
spin
around.
Strap.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you hook it up to a regular harness, and you just sit back.
Yeah.
I think the other thing too is like spinning rod almost forces you to fish your rod at a higher angle, like a 45-degree angle. That's just where you naturally hold the reel and turn the handle. Your rod is kind of more sticking up in the air, which fishes a popper so much better. The conventional rod, that's just how we fish. You often have your rod pointed at the water, and you're trying to sweep you're sweeping your rod down to the water, and the poppers don't fish as effectively as they do when the rod is up at a 45. It like forces you to be in the right direction.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's good, and I've guys that don't fish that much, and you're not backlashing, and we have the tranks and everything. The guys that that use it, but we don't nearly have we can cast further, and the novices, some of the novices we carry are used to it, and they can cast further, and they don't know the difference if they hook one with a 50 wide or a spinner. They just go, I got a tuna. So some of them take a little longer. We had a couple of fish where we actually spliced on a 50 Talica. They just were a beast, and we weren't getting anywhere. So we just dumped some line in the water, attached it to a 50 Talica, and caught them. So
got him.
There's it comes to that. But the stuff down in Panama right now is it's usually 80 to 125.
Perfect size
popper fishing.
Yeah. Fun.
You can catch those all day long.
Yeah. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for today. Pete Groesbeck, a wealth of knowledge when it comes to pretty much everything fishing from all over the place.
Oh, no doubt. And like you say, a guy that grew up here, home base, fishing in San Diego and Cabo and all over the world now. It's just going to be a great show. Really looking forward to covering all the great stories of Pete's career. Lots of fun and fun tournament talk. It's just going to be a great show, and we're looking forward to having you. If you want to join us on the show this morning, give us a call at 213-432-1090. Again, 213-432-1090. That's how you reach us here on Let's Talk Hookup, or text the show. That text the show option's been a great addition here to Let's Talk Hookup. It's only available via the Let's Talk Hookup app, which is a free download. It's the easiest way to listen and participate with Let's Talk Hookup. It's that Let's Talk Hookup app, and make sure when you send your info in for the Let's Talk Hookup app that you include your contact info along with your question, your phone number, and where you're calling from, just because if you're the lucky winner, we want to make sure to get a hold of you. And boy, is it going to be worth putting your contact info today, because we are giving away a killer prize. One lucky caller or texter, which will be determined by a coin flip at the end of the show, is going to win a brand new pair of Costa Del Mar sunglasses. You're going to get a gift certificate, and you could order any pair of Costa Del Mar glasses up to $300. Texters and callers are both going to be eligible to win. As we said, we're going to flip that coin at the end of the show to see who's the grand prize winner. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot of Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We got your phone calls, we got your texts, and we got a lot with Mr. Chaos himself, Pete Groesbeck. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Hey, everybody, this is Captain Dwayne Diego, 4-pack charter captain, here to talk to you about Parker boats and the good folks at West Coast Marine. When it came time to start Pinnacle Sport Fishing and get my own boat, there was only one choice. I wanted a Parker. Then there's a real good reason for it: the fishability and seaworthiness. I've been fishing on Parkers for years now, and I know the abuse they can take. Parker Marine builds a heavy-duty, industrial-strength boat, probably overbuilt, but that's what I need when we're out 12 hours a day, over 300 days a year, running charters. The guys at West Coast Marine built me one heck of a fishing boat. From the custom tower with steering and throttle controls to the backup bait pump system, my Parker 2520 XLD will deliver me to the fishing grounds reliably and safe. Take it from me, if you're ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, honest deal, you need to see West Coast Marine, located at 1555 Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check them out and their inventory and information online at westcoastmarine.com.
Hayden Lane here from Fast Lane Kayaking, and I gotta tell you about all the rad new stuff we have in the shop, like the fully updated new line of Hobie inflatable kayaks, the iTrek series. Hobie took the best-selling I-11S and made it even better, then added new models like it, like the new iTrek 9 that weighs just 37 pounds, fully rigged, packs into a small bag with wheels, and fits just about anywhere. And on the water, this thing performs, featuring a super wide and flat hull shape that is stable and an elevated beach chair style seat that is comfortable. Or the all-new Hobie Mirage Lynx. Inspired by the shape of the inflatable kayaks, Hobie made a durable and ultralight hardtop model. It's the missing link. It looks like a hybrid of a stand-up paddleboard and a kayak. And the best part, at just 45 pounds, the hull weighs about half as much as similar-sized kayaks. And it's stackable. Pile them up on your roof rack or your truck bed. You gotta see this thing. Stop by the shop, right on the water in Dana Landing Marina in Mission Bay. Or check us out online at FastlaneKayaking.com.
For your next fishing adventure, check Point Loma Sport Fishing. They offer half-day trips on the Daily Double and full-day trips on the Mission Bell every day. Perfect for novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips on the American Angler, Vagabond, Intrepid, Independence, Loan, T-Bird, Game Changer, and more. Visit PointLomaSportFishing.com where you can purchase tickets online. Want to go fishing? Point Loma Sport Fishing has you covered.
This is Captain Dwayne Diego, Pinnacle Sport Fishing. Visual signs are one of our most important aspects to our charter fishing business. It's the reason myself and all of our crew all wear Costa sunglasses. With advanced polarization technology, Costa is designed to help cut through the sun's glare while providing enhanced color and comfort to help you see more fish. Costa was founded over 35 years ago by a group of fishermen wanting high-performance lenses for every fishing application. Costa has a West Coast style frame and lens for your pursuit. Check them out at CostaSunglasses.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning, talking fishing. Going to be a great show. But
Captain Pete Groesbeck, a wealth of knowledge. And tell us about your history here in San Diego for those of our listeners that don't know. You grew up here in Point Loma, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
My dad had a in the 50s, the San Diego Yacht Club.
Yeah.
He had a 40-foot wheeler, obviously gas engine, no flybridge, where the steering station's way up front.
Okay.
Crazy.
And he used to take us out Coronados and you just go anchor in the lee of south and catch yellowtail sea bass. How about it? He doesn't know what he's doing. Just drop the anchor.
Yeah.
And then they fish albacore right outside North Island, and so down at the yacht club catching opaleye.
Yeah.
And then,
smell whatever.
Yeah, and then fished with him, and then started. I worked at the San Diego Marlin Club, in the '60s, for $2.50 an hour, unloading marlin.
Gotcha. Work there as like a
and that's when I met a lot of the guys.
That was when
And then my brother in the '70s bought the Prowler from Chuck Gillum, and he ran that. And then I was working doing the yachts on the El Tigre, and then during the spring, the same thing they kind of do now. They throw guys on the boat and they go to the Coronados and catch yellowtail, but so we had all the guys together. So I helped him, and we were doing, when the fishing was good, there was squid at La Jolla. We'd take the boat, he'd come in, jump off, we'd take the boat to La Jolla, make squid, come back in at 2 o'clock in the morning, people jump on 2:30 and,
go to the
islands, the only boat out there was squid. So did that and did commercial swordfish for a few years, and then kind of just focused on the yacht stuff, and went down to Cabo the first time in Cabo in 1970.
Wow.
When it wasn't anything there.
70. Nothing.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Can imagine.
A little hard to look at now, but
yeah.
But the structure is still the same. The bottom's still the same. So kind of like, okay, it's different in here, but out there it's still the same bottom.
Yeah. Still
fish is
very fishy
good.
place.
Yeah. Striped marlin, obviously.
Yeah.
The blues aren't as good as they used to be.
Yeah.
But we first started going down there, 3 to 6 bites a day on fish, 300 to 600 in the fall. But now it's, it's scratchy.
So you used to fish a lot of striped marlin. When I was a kid, with my dad, used to fish striped marlin up here. And striped marlin fishing back then was pretty good. It was
pretty good here.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So why isn't it as good up here now?
I think everything has shifted north.
Yeah.
Guys have talked about that. And
there's still a lot of marlin around. You go to Mag Bay, and it's like there's still a lot of marlin around.
But
they're just not coming here?
Fish at Mag Bay aren't those fish that come here.
They aren't?
No.
Yeah.
I think they come from the west, I believe. Some's trickle down.
Yeah.
But that last El Nino, it all pushed up to Channel Islands, and it was as good as it was good as Mag Bay.
Yeah, that was good
I think we had 47 fish in 7 days or something for California.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And that was the first year the boss had the boat, and he goes, "Oh, this is fun."
Yeah.
Kind of like this marlin thing.
Caught a couple wahoo, caught a blue marlin, and it's like I was thinking, why couldn't it be like this every summer?
Yeah.
But the striped marlin fishing is, it's obviously Mag Bay, and it's been discovered by a lot of the guys in Florida and Costa Rica. They didn't know about it.
You were saying that COVID changed the dynamic a lot because a lot of people that have their boats in some more exotic locations couldn't get to their boats. Whatever, maybe Costa Rica or Panama. The COVID restrictions for some company or countries didn't allow them to use their boats there.
Yep.
So they moved their boats to to a place that had lesser restrictions, like a Mexico, and then, all right, well, I can't use my boat that I put all this money and time and effort into in Costa Rica. I'll try this Mag Bay thing.
It happened to us. We were stuck in, when the COVID hit, I was supposed to go down on a Wednesday to fish Saturday, and then Tuesday they shut it down on a Tuesday of March.
Wow.
And June, we finally got a ship so we can get the thing out of there, because we need to get up here. Who knows how long it's going to last?
Yeah.
We need to get control of it. So we brought it up here and then fished it up here. But it's some of the guys that, like you said, Rick, that would go probably bail out, go back to Florida. They said, well, let's go up to Cabo. And then 2 or 3 of the guys started getting them at Mag, and the word got out. Now it's just a armada.
Like they come up from Costa Rica.
Some of them
to Mexico and to fish that Mag Bay marlin.
Some of them just come up like next month.
Yeah.
When the rainy season starts down there, like now, and they'll stay till January or December, and they'll go down and fish the tournaments January, February, March, April, May, and then turn around and come back up here. And some of them go back to Florida to the tournament circuit. Some of the guys that were going only back to Florida are coming up to Cabo now.
Got it.
Well, speaking of striped marlin, let's head south down to Rancho Leonero. Talk to John Ireland. Buenos dias, John.
Hey, John.
Good morning, Pete, Rick, if you're up there.
Morning, buddy.
Well, we got a big tournament next week, and
yes, we do.
Things are looking better, Pedro. Things are looking better. Water bumped this week markedly. It's 83 degrees in front, which is more normal for this time of year, and the fishing's really reflecting it. Early in the week, we had a real good wahoo bite right in front of the hotel, just right off the moorings, the boat moorings out there. There must have been 20 boats out there working, and then everybody was picking up 1 or 2. And that lasted for about 3 days. The fish were about 20 to 40 pounds, and most of them were taken on rapalas. But it was a good sign for sure. I had a couple of boats, actually Palmas boats, that ranged far out yesterday and got into schools of tuna and under the porpoise and some good-sized yellowfin. So that's going on. A lot of striped marlin in front off of the banks as usual, right off along Barron's Road. And then just outside of the park and around down by Fair, there's a lot of striped marlin. Some big ones to 200 pounds. Rooster fishing picked up markedly. A lot of big roosters in the 40-pound range are being released. This warm water is really changing it for us. And I'm expecting to see quite a few more tunas with this water warming. Just in the last couple of days, the water temp bumped up 2 or 3 degrees. So that's what's going to hold up is our cold water. So that's changing and certainly helping the fishing. A lot of bottom fish, of course, pompano and amberjack and huge jack cordell and skipjack. We released a big swordfish this week. I didn't release them, catch them, of course. They must have gone 200. I think it's almost 278 is what he was.
Wow.
A nice big swordfish. A lot of activity in the water. I'd like to see more tuna. Some big dorados coming as well. They're in the 50-pound class, off the boys. There's bait. It's a little hard to get bait right now off of La Rivera, but right off of Cardinal, plenty of sardine up there. So most of the boats are fishing north and then going up and picking up the bait and then working their way south down along the coast. So, but it's better fishing definitely. Every week it seems to be improving some. So I'm optimistic about next week, Pedro.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's our Let's Talk Hookup 26th annual Let's Talk Hookup Rancho Leonero tournament. Looking forward to it. I know Pamela, the tournament director, along with Bob Blum, the co-tournament director, will be down there. They're all organized and ready to go, and we have a great group of people down there. I'll be flying down after the show on Sunday morning, and actually I'll be there Sunday afternoon, but everything gets started on Saturday, and looking forward to it, John. But in the meantime, if somebody wants to come down to Rancho Leonero, great time of the year to go visit. How do we get a hold of you?
Thanks, Pedro. And the weather really is beautiful. It's cool mornings. It's like 68 to 70 degrees in the morning. Warms up to the high 80s, so the weather is excellent for sure. 800-646-2252 or rancholeonero.com.
All right, John. Looking forward to seeing you. And, of course, we'll talk to you next Sunday morning while the tournament is going on. And look forward to that, and we'll see you next week.
Absolutely. I'll give you an update with all the good fish classes. I'm looking forward to a good week.
Yeah, sounds great.
Thanks, John.
All right, John. Yeah, appreciate it very much. To talk to you next week. Yeah, things have really improved over the last week.
Time.
Huh? Yeah, things
Big
change
time.
fast,
Again,
right?
there's that. He's talked about being early.
Yeah.
And the water being warm early. It's just another.
Because it was cold and now it's warm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just now June.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that hot. So it's things. Something's going
Something
on.
changed.
Everything's early this year.
Yeah. Okay.
For what it means up here, I don't know.
We'll see.
We
Yeah.
were talking about what do you think this season's going to be. All I know is there has been spectacular bluefin fishing for a couple of months now.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, and like you were saying, the volume goes all the way down. Like I just think we're in for such a good one.
It goes up too. I mean,
Yeah.
my boss had a 150 and a 1 1/4 at 10 miles out of Santa Cruz last year.
Wow. Well, Harold Davis told me that buddy, his Alpha San Simeon, caught a couple 100-pounders this week on downrigger.
Already this season.
Downrigger.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
There you go.
they come through.
Yeah.
The guys are fishing salmon, right? On downriggers,
Yeah.
and they just get smoked.
Smoked on downrigger. Is that an effective way, do you think, to fish bluefin on downriggers?
What I would do up in Santa Cruz is that basically we put a sonar on the 44 and we drive around and find the bait and stuff, and then try to get them on the up and down, and then we bomb them with because there's basically wolf packs up there. They're not big giant 100-acre schools, They're just 15, 20, 25 fish or something. So you kind of hit it, you get hit on them, and then you bomb them with downriggers with mackerel.
Okay. Wow.
And you troll around for a little bit until they're gone, and you get up and try to find another school.
It's funny because that's the way that those guys up in Central California get them, is trolling mackerel on downriggers.
Yeah.
Yet, I mean, virtually nobody's
doing that down here.
I'm sure.
Why wouldn't it work?
I'm sure if you were located and there were fish around you and you put a couple of those baits down, you put them on. I mean, I have no idea. I've never done. Do you guys put the mackerel quite a ways back on the rigger, on the downrigger? Is it in the prop wash? Like, how do you?
No, I put it back a ways.
Okay.
Just
why wouldn't that work?
That's like anything. It does.
Yeah.
It does, but it's around here it's kind of hard when you've got all your bait and the flyers and all that stuff.
Sure.
But when the stuff's not biting, I know Bill the Priest had a big one the first year they came here.
Yeah,
doing that. But you got to commit to it and put their time in like anything else. If you're going to sit there, you're not going to sit on a school putting your kite up for hour, half an hour.
Sure.
You're going to give it longer. Same thing with that.
Right. Well, hey, phones are packed. They want to talk to Pete. Let's jump into it, Rick.
Yeah, man, sounds good, buddy. Why don't we start this off this morning with Vinny, who's calling us from Carlsbad. What's up, Vinny? Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, I got a question for the captain. Hey, out of all the places that you and your boss go fishing, what is the one destination that he always likes to go back to?
Well, he built a house in Cabo on the beach, and it's so convenient to get down there. They go down to Cabo quite a bit, so that's why we're putting the 72 back up. And I think he goes back to Cabo, and then he leaves it up to me to find the other places to go. But it's I would say basically Cabo. He loves that place.
Yeah.
Quick hit, easy to get in, easy to get out. You leave Southern California and you're there an hour later, hour and a half later, but you're somehow transformed into another world.
Yeah, and it's easy to get there. Easy to get. It goes down for long weekends. These trips to Costa Rica and Panama. This trip to Cocos, not Cocos, but when I go to Panama, so on this next trip, he's got to fly into Panama City.
Right.
And then charter a plane to go from there to Coiba.
Coiba, yeah.
And like you said, a lot of logistics. So it's not something you just do every time. So having a boat one place where you can do that and still be able to jump down to Cabo real quick.
Right. So you can take all the time it takes to prepare for a trip like that. And while that's happening, you can get 2 or 3 quick hits in Cabo while you're getting everything lined up.
Right. And we go up and we're going to take the 54 up to Puerto Escondido after this next Panama trip.
Nice, beautiful spot.
Yeah, awesome. It's gorgeous this time of year up there. And you dive and fish, and that's easy to get to too. It flies in right into Laredo.
Yeah, perfect.
Fantastic. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. Another good question here from John, who's texting the show via the Let's Talk Hookup app. He says, "Good morning, gentlemen." I wonder who he's talking to. Yeah.
To you.
Having fished around the world, Pete, what do you find common in all fisheries in terms of settings up for catching? Tides, currents, moon phase, etc. It's a good question. Yeah.
I think with the technology, with wherever we go, we use the temperature and chlorophyll charts.
Yeah. Like Terrafin stuff.
Yeah, all kind of beyond that.
Yeah.
And we use that every place we go.
Yeah.
We use the weather. We use the tide, the moon. That I think that temperature and color and tides and moon phase and where you go. That's
common, whether it's here or Panama.
Wherever you go, it's the first thing you're looking for.
So what's more important when you're looking at like Terrafin or whatever you're looking at? Is it tides, or is it the current? I'm trying to think. Chlorophyll or the temperature chart?
Both.
That's both. They're both equally important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's times where you have a color edge with very little temperature break.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll see a good temperature break, and it's right on the color edge.
Yeah.
Right. And those, all the pelagic fish, they'll go down there from green to blended to blue. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they're not in the green, sometimes they're not in the blue, but they're in that blended water. Mm-hmm. And you'll see it on the meteor and the sonar. It's a little what you call dirtier.
Fuzzy.
Yeah. What about fishing tuna here? What are you looking for? Same kind of thing.
Same kind of thing.
Same thing.
But I don't think it's so much on tides. It's moon phases. Yes.
Yes, moon phases.
Tuna seem to make a move after the full.
Yeah.
Seem to travel.
Yeah.
But basically temperature breaks and color edges.
But you marlin guys, or especially if you're fishing south, are so dependent on tides. What's that all about?
Just they react to the tides, to the. What did you get?
What do they react to? The slack tide, the moving tide? The slack tide.
And what happens during coming up before the full is that water's moving a lot, and you got a lot of moving water where you're looking at your tide charts, and it's little mountains, it goes straight up, mountains and valleys. You get a lot of water movement, and then when it comes up, peaks on the mountain or peaks on the valley, hour before, hour after the tide, you pretty much you decide to be somewhere, be there, and what we try to do is not make a move during a tide. If we don't think it's right, we'll fish through the tide and then make a move.
Like an hour before, an hour after.
Yeah, you don't want to be making a move during the tide. You just missed a tide.
So is that true with the tuna too, or?
I don't think it's that important. No. I think when they get out there and they get on some structure or get on a break, time of day, obviously, it's, these things are, for the sport boat guys, it's great. That night fishing, they got 25 people.
It's your favorite, right?
Well, no. But we can't compete against that. I have four fishermen on the boat, and one of them gets up, they go to bed. And when, those guys have 25 lines out, fishing hard. Right. We got one or two. Yeah. Just our guys just, go to sleep.
I think it was you that told me once, like in marlin jig, like lure fishing, when they're biting jigs up here, that you're going to get 80% of your bites from an hour before to an hour after the tide, and the other 20% will be all of the hours that are not in between there. Right. You know what I mean? So like you've got a 3-hour window where 80% of them, and then you've got whatever it is, a 6-hour window in between.
That's you're talking marlin,
right?
Yeah. Black marlin down in Costa Rica. When the conditions are right, it's on the tide before, hour before, hour after. Yeah. And swordfish, tide related.
Yeah.
A lot. And then there's things, currents and stuff that you come in and find out where the water's not moving as much, where the eddy's up. That's going to be most likely that's going to float than it is with a hard screaming current.
And again, you see those on water charts, like water height charts and water current charts.
Altimetry and
you're not seeing offshore current. You're seing that from a chart.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot to look at, and especially when we're going places where not many people have gone. In open water, we don't have any reports, so we've got to go off something.
That's cool.
Good stuff.
Yeah, hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including checking in with the Catch Report. We're going to find out what's biting and a whole lot more. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew will make sure your fishing experience is one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day open party trips on the spacious and comfortable Liberty. Since we introduced the full-day trips at Fisherman's Landing, the 85-foot Liberty has become a favorite among full-day operations with bunks for your comfort, huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big modern galley and 2 interior heads with showers. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can easily be booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Hey, it's time to talk about great gear from Shimano. We talked about Stella. Stella is the ultimate when it comes to spinning gear.
I just really wanted to hear that from people that have choice of any gear. It's not budget. It's not, anything else. And that's what they're putting in their hands to catch those big tuna. And that's the reason you can catch that big fish. The gearing, the strength, the drag pressure, the line capacity, it's all there with Stella.
Yeah, and you have power. You heard it from Pete, right?
Yeah,
you can pull on big fish with a Stella.
It's amazing how hard you can pull.
Yeah, it is.
It's a different technique.
Yeah.
So if you haven't used a spinning rod a lot, but there's a lot of guys that have, that transmit into the saltwater part of it, and they've already stayed away from it because there's never been any tools for it.
That's it.
Now there is. Those things are phenomenal.
Stella at your local Shimano dealer. Cutwater Spirits celebrates those who work smarter, not harder, and know that enjoying a bar-quality cocktail is as easy as cracking open a can. No mixing required. We cut out that step for you. Made in San Diego with our real award-winning spirits, Cutwater canned cocktails are ready to enjoy, ready when you are. All you got to do is choose your cocktail, such as our fan favorites like our lime margarita, tiki rum mai tai, vodka mule, or mango margarita, or try them all. Please enjoy responsibly.
When you want to catch big bluefin tuna, you need Shimano. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. The Shimano Beastmaster is the pinnacle of electric reels. Shimano's Gigamax motor packs a winding strength up to 250 pounds, ideal for kite fishing and more. Shimano's butterfly flat-fall jigs are irresistible to bluefin tuna because they stay in the strike zone longer. Shimano makes a complete line of butterfly flat-fall jigs to target your favorite game fish. For all your Shimano needs, visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
So let's talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. If you want to get through, it's been a busy morning. One line open at 213-432-1090. We're going to find out what's biting out there. It is time for the catch board. Hey, top anglers know that the best hooks are made by Gamakatsu. But what you didn't might know is that Gamakatsu also has amazing tackle storage solutions like the Gamakatsu G-Box 3200 reversible utility case for easy tangle-free jig storage. Gamakatsu also makes lead heads, a full line of fishing pliers and clothing and more. For a complete lineup, check Gamakatsu.com at your local tackle dealer. Let's head on up to Dana Orr Sport Fishing. Talk to the man, Captain Brian Woolley's on the line. What's up, Woolley?
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you this morning?
Great. How's fishing?
Good, man. We had a good week up here. It's the water kind of pushed in and, kind of stuck around for most of the week, 66 to 64, and it was pretty clean. So, it was a good to see for sure. With that, our half-day scene, we saw some really good bass action. We got more really nice anchovy and sardine delivered this week, too, by our Everingham brothers. So you can imagine the bass fishing definitely perked up with that bait. Fly line live baits and baits fished on small sliding egg sinkers, just classic bass tackle. Worked out really well for our guys on those half-day trips. And some good action, too, for the guys on the artificial lures, the rubber lures, the hard jerk baits and stuff like that. Caught some nice bass this week, too. Our 3/4 day trips this week, we started the days off out in the deep water catching cod and kind of getting loaded up there. And then that same anchovy was a big component of the success out there for sure. Then we kind of mid-morning, we've been pushing into the beach and fishing the bass there off Camp Pendleton. A couple of the days, we had some really, that sunshine kind of popped out and that bass got with it, provided some really good action there on those 3/4 day trips. No big game this week down there along that stretch of the beach that we had seen the week prior. But, with that water in there, I wouldn't be surprised to see some of that stuff back in our accounts again this next week. And then finally, the Fury, he's over at Clemente. He kept his yellowtail ball rolling for sure. Some nice fish taken on the dropper loop with the live squid. It's all been on the live squid. That fish has been in like the 18 to 30-pound range. And then along with that yellow, there's been some nice sea bass in the mix too. And that fish has been like kind of the 15 to 30-pound range as well. So plenty of action on the sinker setup too, with the whitefish and the rockfish. You know, he's kind of been spending his mornings out in the grounds there, trying to catch that bigger fish, and then spending the rest of his day loading up on that whitefish, rockfish. The water there making some improvements too. It kind of got cold last week, and it's been slowly climbing back up there. But the action along the kelp for the bass, bonito, and the barracuda is still trying to climb back to where it was prior to that cool down there along that island. So that was our week. This week we'll see what happens. It's going to get hectic here. School's out locally this week. So,
yeah, boy. It's on.
Yeah, it's summer,
so
right?
It's on for sure. Yep,
Yeah.
It's rolling. So reservations are going to be a huge component to getting you out on the water with us. So, again, you can link us through the Let's Talk Hookup site there. Click on that Dana Wharf deal, and you can book online from there, or you can check us out at danawharf.com.
And the other cool thing is, after today and tomorrow, which is typical for Memorial Day weekend, it always blows on Memorial Day weekend, right? It's going to be nice weather.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so looking for a week of good weather.
Can do some calico bass damage up at Dana Wharf.
Yeah, for sure. All right,
we're hoping. So,
yeah, sounds great. How do we find you if we want to go fishing?
Again, best way, you can hit us at danawharf.com or call the landing office, and they can take your reservation too over the telephone here, 949-496-5794.
Great job as always, buddy. Appreciate you, Willie. We'll look forward to talking to you next week.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks for that. We'll see you.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. All right. Hey, speaking of it being on, the Cedro season is on.
It's on.
And we're starting it off with our good buddy Jeff Flowers from Cedro Sport Fishing. What's up, Jeff?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we all doing?
Great. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, listening to the show, awesome, man. Even at 60 years old, I'm learning some new stuff listening to the show this morning. So good things there.
Great.
Awesome. Hey, first trip at Cedros is on. We are open and we're business, and the fishing is fantastic. Yesterday we had a gentleman catch a halibut that was 30-plus pounds. And so they're biting again on that side of the island on the lee. And 7-pound calico came over the rail and limits a yellowtail around. So, it's happening down there. It's always happening down there. And good times now that Rosie and the crew have a second lodge down there. And that trip, I believe, is for the second lodge starts on Monday. So we're going to have a lot of fish reports coming up. And we have a few openings. So we've got a handful of trips that need to be filled for those people that are sitting around wondering if it's time to go to Cedros, which it is. And jump on the website, check out the schedule. And I actually just had 3 trips open up, or 3 spots open up on my trip for August 15th through the 20th. It's going to be a great trip. Good group of people going down there.
That's a great time.
Good time of year, man.
Yeah, it's and it's funny because we put it out there and we got people that jump on it, and then they have a family obligation and they jump back off. So, but come on down. Make sure you're visiting with Cedro Sport Fishing. You're going to be talking to Rosie, so if you're not talking to her directly, you're calling the wrong place, and unfortunately we've had that happen a couple of times recently. So just make sure it's Cedro Sport Fishing.
Yeah, CedroSportFishing.com is the spot. Talk to Rosie, and it's on.
Yep,
Cedros,
no doubt, buddy.
Unbelievable fishing, unbelievable amount of yellowtail, calico bass. The yellowtail and calico bass capital of the world right now. Cedro Sport Fishing.
Absolutely. So, the thing too, and a question came up was, now that we have the second lodge, how are we gonna figure out the Ponga captain issue? And I'll tell you what, we've got the absolute best crew down there with Pongas and the skippers, Javier and Lalo and his team. They have gone to great lengths to make sure that we've got the best people on the island driving for our customers at Cedro Sport Fishing.
That's perfect.
That's cool, Jeff. It's great to have you back, buddy. Glad to hear the fish are biting, and we picked up right where we left off, and we'll look forward to another great report next week.
Yeah, and to get a hold of Rosie, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can look it up on the website at CedroSportFishing.com, or you can call her and make sure you're talking to Rosie at 619-772-7570. We look forward to hearing from you guys.
Great job, buddy. Appreciate that. Talk to you then. Thanks, Jeff. All right, let's hit the surf. Our surf guru, Gundy Gunderson, is on the line. What's up, Gundy?
How's it going, guys?
Great. Good morning. How's that surf?
Definitely spring, and the fishing's, pretty darn good. We had a little wind mixed in, but overall good conditions. The halibut bite continued solid. Excellent barred perch action. Calico bass, croakers, white sea bass, sharks, striped bass, all in the mix this week. The catalyst has been all the bait in the shallows. You know, we had a wind last week. The water rolled over, so we got this upwelling, you know, and then we had overcast kind of on the beach. So we didn't get the red tide thing. What we got is just a lot of nutrient-rich water in the shallows there, and the bait's just piled in there, and the fishing reflects it. Hook, line, sinker reported good barred perch fishing all along this stretch. Limits of fish to 1.5 pounds. Even better kickers around the 2-pound mark. Bloodworms, mussels, salted anchovy have been top baits. Gaviota, El Capitan, Galita, Graveyard, Santa Claus Lane, all that typical good perch country has been real good. The best halibut bite up there has been off Galita. Flash minnows taking fish to 30 inches. A few short white sea bass also taking the flash minnows. Wiley's reported good action on the reefed beaches, Pescador, Matador, Big Rock, places like that. They say the same thing there. The shallows are just jugged with bait. Cut sardine has been a top bait, and the catch has been a mix of calico bass, sand bass, yellowfin croaker, halibut, cabezon, leopard sharks, you know, just about everything in the mix there. The best barred perch fishing near Malibu's been Magoo area there. Most anglers posting limits of fish to a pound. Just fishing reported several striped bass taken off Dockweiler. The top fish this week was a 12-pounder taken on a crocodile, fished under a spot of birds, and that's something with all this bait around. You see the birds come together, you need to get on it right away. Big fish reported halibut action off Shoreline Drive. Same story here. LA Harbor holding lots of bait. Grunion Run over the weekend. We got a new moon, I believe, tomorrow, and then the strong tides to go with it. Drop shot zoom flukes, larger finesse, fish drop shot or on a dart head have been the hot baits there. Both Sotika Inlet kicked out another good halibut, a 14-pounder this week, again on a live smelt. Catch 'em Tackle reported more halibut catches off river jetties. The spoon bite's been best. Lots of barred perch all along the peninsula there. Hogan's reported white sea bass catches near Cotton's Point. Sardine and blacksmith perch pattern swim baits fished at First Light's been a ticket for guys there. No real big fish, but up to about 35, 37 inches, and not a whole bunch of shorts. So if you get a bite, good chance it's going to be a legal one. And then finally, more good fishing in the lagoons, bays, and harbors, according to the Pacific Coast. That San Diego halibut bite just continues. Now the beach bite's improved with all that bait in the shallows. Several double-digit fish reported this week, topped by a 17-pounder taken at the mouth of Mission Bay. All right, Pete, that's it.
Oh, that's enough, man. That's a lot.
Yeah, I got to come up for air when it's spring like this and the fishing's so good, you know. It's just good. You've been hearing the same thing, Corey, lots of bait, huh?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Corey not with us, but that's been the word. Yeah, lots of bait on the beach today.
Yeah, yep. So anytime you want to try for a big halibut, you know, we talked about it last week, and now is the time, guys. Now is the time to go hunting in those spots and see if you can get a wall hanger.
Yeah,
good info,
perfect, Gundy. Appreciate the report. We'll talk to you next Sunday.
All right, gentlemen, have a good week.
Appreciate that, Gundy. Hey, that's the wrap-up of our Killer Catch Report today. Thanks to Gundy Gunderson and all of our catch reporters. Hey, CCA California and Bill Varney have teamed up to bring you the summer series of on-the-beach surf fishing seminars. This summer's clinics are going to be held at Bolsa Chica, Carpinteria, and Morro Bay. Join us to learn the right how to fish the beach and become a better surf angler. To sign up for more info about the clinics, go to fishthesurf.com and click on seminars. Remember, these clinics fill very fast. If you're going to go, you need to be doing that right now. Yep. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more of your texts, and a lot more great stories from Pete. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The ranch is small, you know. It's very personal, very intimate. I don't think there's anywhere else that you could have the old Baja feel and have all those miles of beachfront, the palapa roofs and the stone walls. There's not a room that you don't have some kind of ocean view. You don't give up any amenities at the ranch. It's just very rustic. You know how when you cook outdoors it tastes better? well, that's Rancho Leonero. It just tastes better. We have paddle boards, we've got kayaks, we've got snorkeling equipment, of course. We've got 12 super pongas. We have dive trips. We've got over 40 kayaks at the hotel. We've got all accurate equipment, very top of the line. And when the fishing's good, we'll freeze your fish, pack it all up, send it home with you. People love it. They'll come back 5-6 times a year. That's the highest accolade we can get. 1-800-646-2252. 646-BAJA. And RanchoLandAero.com. It's unique.
Great fishing is what Seaforth Sports Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, Elgato Doe, Pride, Polaris Supreme, Tribute, Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
I got a garage full of fishing tackle, and every time I get out on the water, I realize I forgot something important. But I never forget my life jacket. I make sure my buddies wear theirs, too. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
The future comes standard at your San Diego County Ford dealers, so swing on by and check out the legendary Ford F-150, the smart and capable Ford Ranger, and the all-new Ford Bronco Sport. New inventory is arriving daily, and your San Diego County Ford dealer is here to help you build and order the truck or SUV of your dreams. Want to make sure you get the right truck to tow your boat? They'll help you order the right configuration to meet your needs. Want to make sure you get the right SUV to haul your gear on your next adventure? They've got you covered there too. Escape, Edge, Bronco Sport, Explorer, and Expedition. They've got the SUV that's perfect for you. If it isn't on the lot, they'll order it and get you exactly what you need. They want your trade, so swing by your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or visit buyfordnow.com to see all the great deals. They'll be glad to hook you up.
One of the dream trips for most anglers is Alaska. There are so many lodges. How do you make a choice? It's easy. Choose the one most Let's Talk Hookup listeners return to time after time. Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, and the finest charter captains in Sitka. All for the ultimate value. One visit and you will understand why nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. Sitka is famous for some of the best runs of salmon in Alaska. And if giant Alaskan halibut is your target, the expert captains at Kingfisher Charters know the hot spots and can put you on a fish of a lifetime. Plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod are there too. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. It's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except tips. It is truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.